Welcome to our kitchen today. We're so glad you joined us. And we have a studio audience with us today. These fine folks are from Somerset, Pennsylvania, which is a little ways from us. The Church of the Nazarene, 382 West Union Street. Welcome, and I applaud you. It's very nice to have you with us today. Thank you for coming. It's nice to have folks, and we wish we could open our studios all the time to an audience, but we just don't have the room. But these folks made the trip down, and we're here for another program that we were taping at the time. So it's just nice to have it. Nice to see friendly faces, and it's always nice when you drop by, because it wouldn't be the same without you. It really wouldn't. Today I want to talk to you about faith. I've heard a lot of people say, they say, oh, I'm sick, or I'm this or that, and I just don't know what I'm going to do. And I'll say, well, have faith. But Arlene, I have no faith. Number one, the Bible says that God has given each of us a measure of faith. So whatever you're going through today, God has given you the measure of faith to believe for what it is you're going through for its resolution. You say, but well then, how come I don't have it? Well, because what are you doing with the faith? See, faith is believing when there is no rational reason to believe. Let me say it again. Faith is believing when everything would seem like there's no reason I should believe that this is going to happen, that my son's going to come to the Lord, or that my body's going to be healed, or my friend's body's going to be healed, or that I'm going to find a job, or that I'm going to get out from under debt. There's no reason to believe this. God has given us the measure of faith. It took a measure of faith to believe God and receive Jesus as a Savior when we came to know the Lord. And if you haven't done that, that's an important starting point, that you can call our prayer lines any time of the day or night, and someone will pray with you about that important decision. But the Bible in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 says, faith is a substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. You can hope, oh, I hope that my son comes to the Lord and gives his life to God. But the faith behind it, the believing when it looks like he's on drugs, he's away from God, I haven't heard from him for 3 years, and I don't know where he is, that faith just holds on to that promise. Then God says he'll do it. And today, I want you to stir up your faith. Stir it up. Make it happen. God has not forgotten you. Well, today we're also going to be making some interesting sandwich ideas. Just some fun things to do that can be used as appetizers or sandwiches or a quick meal or a luncheon or whatever. And we're going to get started in just a minute. But first, here's today's at-home hint. We'll be right back. Here's today's at-home hint. Unsalted butter can be stored in the freezer indefinitely if it is wrapped and sealed airtight. Salted butter can be stored for a shorter period of time in its original container with no wrapping.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, we're here in the kitchen and we're just beginning our program today. We're going to show you some quick ideas for sandwiches. They can also be used and cut smaller as appetizers. And we all like the Sloppy Joe sandwich, but this is a really quick one. You don't have to buy the little can of stuff to dump on the meat and that. You probably have these ingredients right on the shelves. But here we have, we've just cooked about 2 pounds of really good ground beef. If you're a hunter, you have deer meat, this would be great to do that with. And we've taken a small to medium onion and chopped it fine and just cooked it together, okay? There's not a lot of grease on this meat, it's very lean. So I'm going to turn this up to get it going again because we're going to add our sauce ingredients to this. Now, bear with me here because it's a little unusual, all right? First of all, we're going to add ketchup. Now, that's not unusual because the tomato base we always have when we have Sloppy Joes. And I don't call these Sloppy Joes. These are called Quick Joe sandwiches, all right, because they are quick. And we're just going to clean that out. So that's the first thing we have is our ketchup. Now, a little bit of garlic. Absolutely. Do the folks up in Somerset like garlic? I think so. And we have a bit of mustard that we're going to include there. And we need to salt it down just a bit. And we're going to add some pepper. Now, if you want to put green pepper in here, you could. You could really spice it up if you wanted to go with like some really hot stuff like some hot chili pepper flakes or whatever you want to do. That's up to you. So you see we have the basis for it. Now, there's one other ingredient that comes in here, and I think it makes it pretty good. I think you're going to like this. Let me just make sure we get that tomato all over our meat. Now you want to be sure you stir everything in well. Sometimes we're in a hurry and then the flavor doesn't get distributed evenly with all the meat, but I think we've got it there. It's pretty much, there we go, well combined. This is the ingredient that's unusual. This is a plain old can of Coca-Cola. Now I don't know if the Pepsi folks think you can do this or not. I haven't asked anybody. But we're going to put about a half cup right in there. Now don't say, oh no, Arlene, that doesn't look good. I think it does. And it's going to make a wonderful sauce. Look already how good it looks. And you're going to let this simmer on low for about 15 minutes, making sure you have all the meat broken apart. That's really important. What we're going to do too is serve this on nice, real light and fluffy sandwich buns. You can toast those up if you want. You could also make it like a cheese thing if you wanted. But we're just going to put this to the back and just let it cook for a little while, okay? Let me get it going here. The second one we're doing, this one I think is really fun. This one's called, how many of you like fajitas? And you probably go to a Mexican restaurant and you get those, right? Now, I like them, Paul doesn't. So that's the only time I get them because I don't make them for him. But he will eat this because he likes hot dogs. But again, they have to be good hot dogs. They can't be the cheap ones. You know, you get 3 packs for $2 or whatever. He likes good hot dogs, which is what this is right here. Let me just show you. This is a hot dog. It's filled in natural casing. None of that other stuff. If you want a really good hot dog, you'll get one that is in natural casing. They're more pricier, but boy, are they delicious. And what you're going to do, take the hot dog, you're going to wrap it, and take a toothpick, start it at that end, pierce it, and you're just going to wrap it. Stretch it a little bit as you go around the hot dog to cover it, because you want it to kind of almost cover the whole dog. And see how you put that pin in? Put it in the same way at the bottom, because these are going to go into a skillet to brown. And if one pin's going one way, then it's not going to lay down right, okay? So that's the way it should be, just like that. And we've been cooking some here. Look at that. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. The bacon gets nice and crisp, and you can see how delicious that looks. Hot dog, yummy, yum. Okay. We're cooking those until they're completely cooked very well. If you're making a lot of these for a crowd, you can put them on a baking sheet and finish them off in the oven. However, you do need the drippings that you get from this on the bottom of the pan. So, because you know when you get a fajita, chicken fajita or beef fajita, these drippings are important because you're going to do your peppers and onions in them, and that's what we're going to do. First of all, you want to cut wedges of onion. And that means just get a nice sharp knife, cut it again. You don't want them to fall apart. They're going to fall apart, but you don't want them to be little smithereen pieces there. And you're just going to drop that onion. And for that many, we have 8 hot dogs. Here's the other thing, and let me ask you, do you ever wonder, in a regular pack of hot dogs, they give you 10 hot dogs, but they only give you 8 buns in a package. Why? That has always baffled me. That makes no sense. There's no reasoning. Where are the consumer advocates? How come they're not out there telling us that there's something wrong with that? Right, Michael? I mean, what do you do with those 2 extra hot dogs? You put them in the freezer. You forget about them, right? You forget about them. And then when it's time to clean out the freezer, you go, wow, how long have these been in there? Oh, probably about 3 or 4 months. And then you end up doing what? You got it. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to waste. But we're going to take a yellow pepper, a green pepper, and a red pepper, because this is great for color. You're going to love the color here. And this, I'm going to cut off the top of the, and then these just, you know what, just cut these in chunks. They don't have to be julienne or fancy. Just cut them and drop them in with those onions, just like that. Okay? While we're doing this, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, more of our world-famous fajita dogs and another one called pizzeria pinwheels. You're going to want to see that too. Come back with us.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you just joined us, we're making the world famous hot dog fajitas. And we've got them done here. Let me show you how we did that. We just wrapped them with some bacon. You know what, I'm going to tuck this one in here because I want this one to cook too. So we can feed the crew, you know what that's like. All right, so we're browning them off, and then we're just doing peppers and onions now because that's what's on a fajita. We're going to warm up and toast the buns that these go on. And then we have a wonderful sauce, a green chili sauce that we're going to put on top when the peppers and the onions get nicely cooked and wilted. Now, we don't want brown on this. We don't want them frying up into nothing. We don't want that. What we want is for them to get wilted and a little bit like limp, as it were. And the color is so great, the red, the green, the yellow. It's just beautiful. I like that look. We're also going to be putting some garlic into this too because, I mean, why not? Garlic's good. One of those things that God made for us to use and has a lot of therapeutic value, they're finding out. So there we go. And we're just going to keep turning these and turning these until they get to that point. Then we're going to take them out of the skillet. And at that time, we'll be sure to assemble them. Make sure you want to put your hot dog buns in the oven to toast up. See, the onions are just getting a nice color on them now, which is what we're looking for. Don't want them to brown and get burnt looking. Let's take a stir here of our, yeah. There's our Quick Joe sandwiches. That's coming along great. That's just going to simmer about 15 minutes. They'll be ready to go. And in this, the reason why you're going to brown them in this same skillet that you've done the bacon is because you want to pick up that bacon flavor and let that get all over the peppers and the onions. One tried to escape. Get back in there. Okay. Okay, and we're just going to let these cook very slowly. I don't have the gas up real high because we don't want to do it that way. We want it to cook slowly. So just get a nice color on all of these. They're already colorful, but I mean the brown color. And that should take a few minutes to do that. While they're cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start you on our pinwheels because they're fun to make too. I think you're going to enjoy them. Okay, Michael, I leave you in charge. Just remember we have to check them out every once in a while. Okay, these are fun. These are called pizzeria pinwheels, and this is just a roll of crescent rolls, okay? I hate to pop these, so I always get one of the girls to pop them for me. I'm always afraid it's going to like blow up in my face. It never has, probably never would, but that thought is always there, so I don't take the chance. We have some pepperoni, we have some mozzarella cheese, and when we serve these, we're going to be using some pizza sauce to dip them in as we eat them. But you want to unroll on a cookie sheet. By the way, we're using our Bakesworks cookie sheets today, and oh, those products are incredible. There's a number on our credit line that tells you where you can get them. I mean, if you're interested in good bakeware, that's the place to get it. Anyway, we're closing the perforations just like this. So we're going to have 4 rectangles. There we go. And you want to lay them out flat. I'm doing this quickly. They don't normally fall apart like that. Doesn't matter. You just push them back together. Just like that. Okay. This is our 4th one. Now, try to get them in a nicely shaped rectangle. This one looks a little cockeyed. We'll fix that one up a bit. Some look bigger than others, but they're all about the same. Then we're going to add 6 slices. This is thinly sliced pepperoni because you want to be able to roll it. So you can't get big thick slices because you won't be able to roll it, all right? And you put 6 slices on each rectangle. You know, what did we do before we had these, refrigerated conveniences like the pie crust and like these crescent rolls? And you got to roll a cookie mix and you cut them and put them on a cookie sheet. You got home-baked cookies. And I mean, I think it's phenomenal, but man, what did we do without all that? We spent a whole lot more time in the kitchen, I'll tell you that. Now notice how these girls know how to count. Look at that, right down. Well, they left one extra one. Oh well. What are we going to do with it? They're wasting again. No. Now you're going to take mozzarella cheese or any cheese you like cheddar, you like jack, whatever you like. And we're just going to put the shredded cheese down the middle. Just like that. This is not rocket science. This is easy to do. You don't have to have a degree from any place to do this stuff. This is fun stuff. This is stuff that you make it and everybody sits around and enjoys it. It makes you feel good that you've prepared it. You know, if there's holidays coming up, keep this in the back of your mind that this would be something you could put on a buffet table. It could be an appetizer that you walk around and you feed to your guests. Big platefuls. This is an easy one to do. And this stuff you can have on hand all the time, which is nice. Now, you're going to go, let me just check these babies. Because I don't want them to get brown. Michael, are they getting too brown? He was supposed to have been watching. Notice how Michael watches. Okay. He watched them burn. No, he didn't. Not really. Not really. Doesn't that look good? Ah, the smell is incredible. I want to turn my hot dog over here too because it needs to brown on the other side. Ah, look at that nice brown. Ah, that's good. That's all the juices that come out of the bacon that makes that brown up like that. Well, that's what we want on some of our peppers and our onion. There we go. All right, we're going to let that continue to cook. Our other one's doing good. Now, we're going to roll these up lengthwise, just like this. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that that perforation stays shut. If you're serving this like at supper time to your family, you wouldn't cut them. You would leave them just long like this. Okay? And that would be like probably 1 or 2 per kid. Depends on what they like. If you're going to cut them, if you're going to use them as an appetizer or something like just a nibble food, so maybe some friends drop over in the evening, you're not really serving a meal, but you want something a little bit more than a cookie, this would be a good idea. Because then you would cut them. And we would get 4 cuts out of each roll, which would give us 16. You could even make them smaller. And you'll see, right on this same sheet that you have laid these out on, you can just bake them. Okay? Sometimes those perforations want to come open, just keep patiently pinching them. They will cooperate. You will cooperate. We have ways of making you cooperate. Okay? We'll get the glue or the tape or something. They'll stay together. No, we won't do that. But anyway, see, and what you do, and you don't want to like smash it. You want to saw back and forth when you cut them. And it's not hard to cut through them. And you just loosen them. Make sure they're stand alone. Just like that. You know what? We're going to finish up, put these in the oven. And when we come back, we're going to be in the dining room. And we are going to show you our finished products. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Just go to ctvn.org/at-home to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/at-home to get today's recipes now.
Well, today we did some sandwiches, and the smells in this place are incredible, and everybody's drooling. And we're going to start down here with our Joe's, Quick Joe sandwiches. There they are with our buns. We just put a few sliced tomatoes. I would serve either some relish or a sweet gherkin pickle like we have here. We put a gherkin beside it because we thought that would be great with it. Next to that is our world famous fajita, hot dog fajita. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. Just follow me here, okay? We have our hot dog here. We, of course, take out you want to be sure to take out the toothpicks. Now we're going to put all these wonderful vegetables on top, as many or as few as you like. And then, beside that, we have our green chili sauce. And you take this green chili sauce, like an enchilada sauce, and you just drizzle all over the hot dog. I tell you what, they're going to be going crazy for these, and they're going to love them, okay? That is our world-famous fajita dog. And last but certainly not least, we have our pizzeria pinwheels, and we've done them up like this for an appetizer, as you can see, just a small little bite. Look how nice these break off. This is a little cheese that overbaked, but look how nice they are. Or if you wanted to serve them for supper, you would do them like this, and you can just cut them because they're really a sandwich. You cut them, you see the cheese in there and the pepperoni. But beside that, we've also added some pizza sauce. And what you do is just put some pizza sauce right on top of that, or you can put pizza sauce as you dip. Use it as a dip if you make them for an hors d'oeuvre. Either way, these are simple, easy to do, not difficult at all. And I hope you'll give them a try. I'll also hope that you'll remember to keep Jesus in the midst of your life. He will never leave you or forsake you. Be sure to join us the next time because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you then.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.